Hello, my name is Indy and today I'm here with my January wrap-up and February TBR. It may be nearing the end of the second week of February, but you know, better late than never. I decided let's just film this baby, let's just tell you what I read and let's get on with it. So for the books that I have hauled this month and last month and things, I kind of only have two. If you want to see the books that I did a massive January book haul, I will link it here for you and I will link it down below if you want to go and check out that. I had like 13 books to haul, so if you want to go check that out, I had some really cool books that I'm really looking forward to reading. I've got two books over the last like 2 weeks-ish, you could say. So in my haul, I had said that I didn't receive one of my books yet because it hadn't been shipped yet, and that was A Cold Legacy by Megan Shepherd, the third book in the Madman's Daughter trilogy. So I finally have it. So now I can marathon this series too, so yay! I love having all the books so I can just power through it because that's the way to go. The other book that I have is one that my mum picked up for me. It's not necessarily my cup of tea, this style of book, but I'm still looking really forward to it, and this is Numbered by Amy Andrews and Ross Baxton. And this was actually one she picked up at Big W, and they are locals here from Rocky, and they actually signed it for me. Mum got it signed for me. So it's really sweet. It says, "To Indiana, happy reading and hope you really enjoy the book and the tale of love and family." So I'm so excited because I've never had a book written out to me. I've had a book plate and that was just the closest thing I've got to an author signing, but to have a personal message in a book really means so much to me and I'm so grateful. So basically this is a story about a young woman named Poppy, and basically she finds out that she has breast cancer, so she wants to do a whole bucket list of things with her best friend Julia, and of course there's a gorgeous rock star boy that wasn't on the list, but I don't think she actually dates him. I think it's her best friend I'm getting from the synopsis. But it sounds like a great sort of one of those trip stories where they go and do amazing things in the world because, you know, your time is numbered, so like the title of the book. So this sounds like an alright book. It's not really my thing. I don't really like really sad contemporaries, but I think I'm still gonna read it because it's personalized to me, so oh my god, I'm so happy about that. So in the month of January, the books that I finished was the end, or mostly 3/4 of this book, of Rune and Rising, the third book in the Grisha trilogy. I was reading that December and I really wanted to finish it before the new year, but I didn't succeed, so I took a few extra days to read this one, and I really love this trilogy. It was a great trilogy in whole. I just love the magic system and the world that they've created. I would love some more from this sort of world, and I believe that Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo is set in the same world, so I'm definitely going to be picking that up at some point because the world building was insane. I wasn't too happy with who she ended up with in the end, and I have said that in a previous tag that I would have loved her to end up with someone else, but this was a great series as a whole and I'm really happy that I read it. The next book I read was Maybe Someday by Colleen Hoover, and I love Colleen's writing, but I didn't really like this one. It wasn't for me, and I already know that I have a problem with contemporaries. They're just not my sort of thing, but I thought, you know, I've loved lots of her previous books, that this might also be fabulous, but this wasn't for me, unfortunately. I think I only gave it a 3 out of 5 stars. The story was compelling and beautiful as usual, but I just didn't really enjoy it that much. I don't think I was in the right mindset for it exactly, so that probably or definitely contributed to me not enjoying it much, but still a beautiful story in total. And lastly, in the month of January, I read A Darker Shade of Magic by V.E. Schwab, and this is my first Victoria / V.E., you know, same person, her first book that I've read. I really did enjoy this one. I was a bit confused here and there what was going on because we did have most of the chapters with the main 1 or 2 characters, but then sometimes we just switched to sort of random people that our main characters had bumped into or are friends with, sort of just were a bit random. I thought sort of slowed the story a little bit, so that was a little weird, but I definitely like the world setup of this with the 4 different Londons. I think it was very cool, and I like that we saw little bits of each London with like at the beginning with like the royal families and stuff in there, so I think it'll be a really great series, and I know the next book is coming out in the next couple of months, I believe, really quite soon, so I definitely will be picking that up, and this is a great first book. Not my favorite of all books ever, but still a really great book. So in the month of February, let's talk about our TBR this month. So far I've been reading the Shadowhunter Academy short story novellas, whatever you want to call them. I had previously read the first one already ages and ages ago, so I'm reading the other 9 stories in the book, and it's going so well at the moment. I'm really enjoying these short stories. So far I've read 5 in total. I think I'm on the 6th one at the moment, and they're just really cool. All centered obviously around Simon being at the Shadowhunter Academy after City of Heavenly Fire, but we get bits from all the other characters, and it makes me really excited for the last hours, which Cassandra Clare will be hopefully writing in the next couple years. They just have bits of like Tessa and Will when they have their children, and then stories about their children with James Herondale and Christopher and Matthew Fairchild and like lots of the descendants. So it's really cool, and to hear about the Circle, like their time at Shadowhunter Academy. So it always sort of starts out with Simon, and then they have a guest person who comes in to talk about things, so it's really cool to hear all these different stories. It is still sad about Simon, if you know what I'm talking about with City of Heavenly Fire. It makes me sad all the time when he's talking and he's saying those things. I don't want to spoil it for anyone because it's a pretty big deal, but if you know what I'm talking about, it's just tear. But it's great to see Jace and Clary and Isabel and Alec again, especially after the TV show at the moment. It's giving me so much more faith because I just forgot how good they were in the books, and I just really love it. So that is what I'm reading this month, and I want to continue on the Cassandra Clare vibe. I definitely think I'm going to read the Bane Chronicles, which is by Cassandra Clare, Sarah Reese Brennan, and Maureen Johnson. These came out quite a while ago, and they're the same situation, 10 novellas to do with Magnus Bane and our collective cast, I assume. So I think I want to continue on with the vibe here because Lady Midnight is coming out on March 8th, I believe it is. I'm definitely thinking if I have time in between reading the Bane Chronicles and Lady Midnight coming out, because I feel like I got time. Like I got a month to read a couple of things, but I feel like I can get it done. I think I definitely will be picking up Numbered by Amy Andrews and Ross Baxter because it's a short little book, standalone contemporary, so I think that'll be good, but I don't want to ruin my vibes of the Shadowhunter world at the same time by reading something else. But you know, these things gotta be done, so I definitely think I'll be picking this one up, hopefully, if I have time. So that's about it for my January wrap up and February TBR. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you liked any of the books I'm discussing. If you're reading any of the books yourself, please feel free to comment down below because I would love to hear about anything. And that's about it from me, so I will see you in my next video. Bye! Hello! Oh, damn it. Damn it, damn it. Reading the Shadowhunter Academy Chronicles